My name is Bill Lehman. I wanted to share with you something that I've been working with Mary Sawtell at Mary's List with. It's an inventory program, well, not really a program, just a flow that we've used for a number of years. And with Mary's help, I've been able to really fine tune this process and make it even more effective. First thing I'm going to show you is our original list. This is a list that we used over the past year. Um, It's a simple spreadsheet, numbers or Excel or Google Sheets, whichever one you prefer to use. We like to just keep track of what the items are, what company we order from, what the item number is, how they come packed. We'll talk about that more throughout the program, what their total price is, and what their price per unit. And you can see that we organize it by company. A lot of us probably have something very similar to this, and it's a nice piece. It helps us keep track of where we're going to order, where we're getting it from, what our price should be, things like that. What I'd like to do today is take this type of static sheet and show you how we go from here and annually evaluate this in a, I believe, an efficient way. So the first thing that we do is every late August, early to mid-September, around that time frame. September is usually when things kind of calm down at the orthodontic office, for us at least. We have the opportunity to go in and spend some time on our inventory. And so we'll create a list of companies from the original list that we spoke about, and we'll just contact our reps. We'll contact the rep at the office, we'll contact our field rep, things of that nature, and we'll request a report. The report, we always almost have to have it to make this exercise worthwhile in an Excel spreadsheet format. And if the company is able to, on their side with their software, give it to us and give us the ability to choose the fields that we want, that's always a help too. And a lot of the companies do. Some of them don't, though. So I'm going to go through two companies on what they send us and what we do to it, to then get to for us, the 2018-19, or really the bulk of 2019 ordering profile. For instance, AmTouch. This is a company that we work with, that we were introduced to by Mary. And we asked for a spreadsheet. They sent us the sales order number, the order date, the item code. Like, there's a lot of data in here that we just don't need as an office, but there's a lot of really good stuff in here, like how many I ordered, what the price I paid was, what the actual name of the item was in their sheet, and what their item code was. So what I do is, and number one thing you want to do is determine what your feeling is going to be. Like, what's your, not feeling, but what's your best way to organize the data that you like? For us, I like to use the company, item description, item number, how packed, with two fields, with two columns. The second column I leave for inches, feet, liters, gallons, if there's a unit of measure that is associated with it. If not, the default is just each, and I don't write that in for all of them. What the price listed is, what the price per piece is, which essentially is just calculated by how it's packed, divided into what the actual cost was. And then I know what I ordered last year. Well, once again, getting from here, where AmTouch sent us all of this data, up to here, a lot of times I have to go through this process where I sort, I put it in the right order, I'll take all of this data, sort it, drop it in here, and it seems like a lot, but it's essentially sort, click, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, and then you get your information here. Now, in this situation, AmTouch didn't have the ability to really send it to us in a summed fashion. What that means is that the total quantity ordered wasn't necessarily in a sum function, so you can see there's some duplicates here in row C. So we have to go up to the top and either use a pivot table or a grouping function to give us the ability to just say 6. But in this case, sometimes you just count them. There's 6 of them, 39 of those bags of those vents, and 14, of the blue syringes. What I also like, that's why I like to have this format here, because you'll see as we get further down the analysis that it helps us keep everything really organized. And then I think the big win is that when you go to price or evaluate these items for the next year, you've got a clean format that's going to be the same across. So we'll go into that in a moment. Another example is Darby. Once again, the data comes to you with sales numbers, with items, with many different things. Some of this extra data over here, and then you can clean the data based on the units of measure, based on the actual pieces or columns. We always have the same, our office always has the same columns across the top there. And then we're able to clean it and see once again a good. So we know now for Darby everything we ordered, what it was called, what all the different things that we want. Item numbers, sometimes I don't even really concern myself with that. I guess on that one I didn't bring it over because it almost doesn't matter as much if you have that one company and what it's called. So when you take all of these exercises and take all of these products, wash the data, you end up having a nice spreadsheet on everything that you ordered last year, how much you used it, where it came from, and what are you going to do with it. So that's a nice program. I mean, and essentially what you're doing is we give these companies a lot of money, and the sales reps are there to help us. So call them up and say, hey, send me a spreadsheet of everything I ordered from this date to that date. They'll send it to you. You get a compilation of all of your companies. You now got a really clean list of exactly what your office needed over the past 12 months, which is good. Then my staff and I will take this list of everything that we ordered over the past 12 months and realize, is there anything that we didn't use, we didn't need, we didn't like, and we'll do a workup list. And that workup list just goes down the pipe, red being items that we're just never going to order again, blue being items that we have to order that from that company. So that gives us an idea. So the next step in the process is we sort it by fate. In spreadsheets, you can sort by color. Excel has some really easy ways to do that. Numbers is not as easy, but if you use an Excel, you can essentially sort by color, and it'll allow you to then keep the blue items where you want them, things we're not going to touch, the red items, things we're never going to order. So now we've got a nice list all the way up here of about 249 items-ish, 230 items, where these are items that we're going to use, and we're open to making sure that our pricing's right, that the company we're using is right, that maybe there's been some price changes, things like that. Now, you take this information here, this information that's in the white, and you make a supply bid sheet. And so a supply bid sheet is nothing more than, once again, organizing data. You take the data from sorted by fate, you collect it all up, and the way I like to do it is I like to have all my orthodontic items, elastic, retainers, wires, all those items at the top, and then all my dental supplies, my Birex, my cotton rolls, my gloves, printer ink, all of that stuff down here on the bottom. And then you've got a nice sheet that you can send to your vendors and say, hey, we'd love the opportunity to give you a chance to price these items based on your best price, whether it's Mary's List or non-Mary's List, wherever you fall as you're watching this video, and see where we are. So also what I'd recommend is locking. You can essentially protect a sheet. If you've never done that in Excel, you just essentially highlight a bunch of items, you click on it, and then you go and you lock the cells. And you can also lock the how packed cells. And then when you send it to them, they can't change the order of your items, and that'll be important. I'll explain that a little bit more in a minute. But you essentially have this is your list of items, and the companies will price based on your list of items. And so they put their best price here. They put how it's packed. If it comes 50 per bag instead of 100, that'll be important when you start putting your information together to look at how it's priced per piece. So when you get these items back from the companies, you're then going to go back to this type of item and make sure that the information they sent you is in this format in these columns as far as price per piece and price listed, so you can then compare them. This is an exercise that Mary and I did where there was a local supplier that I was using, and I was just curious what the pricing would look like. And so I ended up having my current pricing here, and then she looked at Darby and touching Midwest, and I was able to then do what's called a min function, where you essentially say min, what's the minimum price of a list of numbers, and it reports back, the spreadsheet will report back to you what those numbers are right here. And then you can set up a conditional formatting. Conditional formatting is nothing more than just saying, if this cell, whatever cell is equal to this one, turn it yellow. That's really all it is. Not going to really be able to go into the full functionality of conditional formatting or min functions, but more than happy to answer questions via private message on Facebook or via email at drbill@suortho.com or LOA.solutions. You can talk to us there. I'd love to answer any questions you have. So once you have that information, you go back once again to the company that has the minimum, has the service you're looking for. You know the items that you've been ordering. You know how many of those items you've been ordering. And now you can look at your current pricing, the minimum best price that you can get, and you can see how much money you can save because you know how much you ordered last year, probably going to be about the same this year unless you're growing or changing, and you can get ratchet up 10%, or if you're shrinking, you can ratchet down 10% and apply that multiple to the number of items ordered. So just on these few items, Mary's List would have ended up saving me almost $9,200 on the pricing that they're coming in this year. Once again, my name is Bill Lehman. Hope this has helped. Once again, there may be lots of questions. I'm, like I said, always happy to answer anything you might have. Thank you very much.